Introducing Leslie Clark.
I have a huge crush on Connor, but there's a problem. I can't date him because he's too young.
I've seen you! Put your hands on your fucking mother!
Mercy!
Oh yeah, and your man got
Did he really?
And how old is my brother? 13. Exactly. He is a child. You are a grown woman.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about Leslie Clark, an individual that has a past of doing bizarre things. But before the video starts, a whopping 98% of you guys aren't subscribed. A lot of time and effort are put within these videos, so if you could, it would mean a lot if you could subscribe. I'm trying to reach the goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you hitting that red button will help a lot. But enough of my yapping, and enjoy the video. Leslie Clark is a 27-year-old female from the state of Louisiana. Leslie's internet career would begin on YouTube, and she would own 2 YouTube channels, one by the name of Pooh Bear and the other by the name of Queen Bad. On the Pooh Bear channel, Leslie would sing covers. She would sing all types of different covers from different artists.
They say the time is yours to heal ya. Hello, can you hear me?
But nothing really out the ordinary from this channel, just her singing covers. But on the other hand, on the Queen YouTube channel, Leslie would do story times about experiences that happened in her life.
Hey guys, Queen Bad back with another video. It's story time actually. Today's story is about this tattoo right here.
But keep this YouTube channel in the back of your mind, because it'll be relevant later within the video. Around 2020 to 2021, Leslie would go on the platform TikTok, creating all types of videos on the platform. Also, around this time, Leslie's TikTok account would start to gain traction due to the fact that she was in her bald era and had an appearance to laugh at. She would also post all types of cringy stuff around this time.
At least she treats me like I'm somebody.
Yeah, but would she love you if you were nobody?
Nobody loved me when I was nobody.
I did! Before the money, and before the fame, before the lie. To me, you were a somebody, Oscar. Now you're nothing but a fake, a sham, a con. You're a joke.
But as Leslie's audience grew, more people would learn about Leslie and learn about the true individual that Leslie is. The next category that we're going to get into is Leslie's love life. To put it short, Leslie's love life is crazy. Every time that Leslie would get into a new relationship, the breakups would always end up on a bad note. We're going to get into all of Leslie's relationships, because each relationship of Leslie's has its own crazy story to tell. And the first relationship that we're going to get into is when Leslie dated an individual by the name of Perry. Perry is a 26-year-old man, and Leslie was madly in love with Perry. I don't know if it was because of his greasy looks or the fact that he was a wannabe gangster, but there was just something about Perry that Leslie loved about him. Leslie loved Perry so much that she would get a tattoo of him, which is Perry didn't like whatsoever. And the fact that the relationship didn't even last that long makes this even more creepier. Eventually, Leslie and Perry would break up due to complications within the relationship. Now, instead of Leslie moving on to find somebody else that will love her for who she is, but instead she would try to win Perry's heart back. But how would Leslie do this? Well, it's very simple. By lying about being pregnant with Perry's child. Leslie would come up with this fabricated lie, saying that she is pregnant with Perry's child. On Leslie's Facebook, she would change her last name to Perry's last name, and she would change her Facebook bio to this: 4 months pregnant with Perry Roy Friedley's baby. I'm having a baby boy, naming him Perry Roy Friedley Jr. Now, instead of Leslie talking it out with Perry to see if the relationship can work out again, she would rather make up a fake pregnancy to try to baby trap Perry. Another thing that I want to add is back when Leslie and Perry were dating, Perry would go to jail and serve some time. I couldn't find the answer on why Perry was in jail, but yeah, he was in jail serving time. And when he was in jail, something sad would happen to Perry. When somebody would find this out, they would go on Instagram Live with Leslie, telling her what happened to Perry. And this was Leslie's reaction.
Oh yeah, and your man got jailed too.
Did he really?
Yes, I'm telling you, somebody called me and they was like, Perry just got on lockdown in jail, and I was like, all right. So when he got out of jail, I asked him, what happened to you in jail? He said, I don't want to talk about it.
The fact that Leslie would laugh at something like that just tells you the type of person that Leslie is. But let's move on to Leslie's next relationship, Young Slappy. Young Slappy, or Tyler, is a TikToker and supposedly a rapper. Many people actually speculate that this relationship isn't real and that Young Slappy is using Leslie for clout to also promote his music, which could be the case, because every video that Leslie posts of Young Slappy gets a large amount of views. This relationship wouldn't last long, and Young Slappy would break up with Leslie, resulting to Leslie recording herself in the bathroom crying about the breakup, which is a repeating thing if you haven't noticed. Leslie would get in a relationship that wouldn't last long. Once they break up, she'll go on TikTok, record herself crying. But the next relationship that we're going to get into is with a person by the name of Wyatt. Leslie and Wyatt's relationship wouldn't be that long, and they would only date for literally 11 days. The reason why Wyatt and Leslie broke up was because it was online, and Wyatt was getting tired of it being online. After the breakup, Leslie decided to make several videos on Wyatt. She would also make this video lip syncing a TikTok audio, thinking that she looks cool or something, but in reality she looks cringe as hell. But yeah, this relationship was pretty short. But since that we got Leslie's love life out the way, let's move on to the next category. The next thing that we're going to get into is Leslie's past of saying slurs. Leslie has said slurs towards black people and has said slurs towards the LGBTQ community. Leslie was in the Instagram live having an argument with this girl. This girl was going off on Leslie, and Leslie's only comeback to the argument was to say that she was black and that she's an N-word.
It's pretty just like me.
No, it's not.
It is.
Brubby, why are you lying to yourself?
Leslie, please. Do you want to talk about looks? Let's really be talking for real.
I do, because you're
You're
black ass.
fat. Please, Leslie. You're built like Humpty Dumpty, and you fell off the wall. Bye.
And you're N-word. You're an N-word. You're an N-word.
I'm a nigga.
You are.
Truly sad that Leslie had to start talking about her skin. She could have made up some type of insult to use against her, but nope, she had to talk about her skin, which is not relevant whatsoever in the argument, which just goes to show you what type of person Leslie is. The next clip I want to show you is when Leslie admitted to saying the N-word. It was an Instagram live with basically the same people, and they were confronting Leslie on why she said the N-word.
I know the people in the comments are curious as to why we're hanging out with people who say the N-word and the F-slur, and why we're saying the F-slur anyway.
I went in there live just to watch it, and they requested me to join, so I joined.
But you were sitting there saying, sitting there saying the F-slur with them. And you said that you call your friends the N-word. Girl, do you want the screen recording? I'll send it to you right now.
Becca, I'll explain everything.
I don't say it with a hard. I say like, what's up? What's up?
Okay, but why do you feel like it's okay for you to even say that word at all? Period.
At least
that's not the point, Leslie.
No, that's not.
That is no.
Her thinking saying the N-word without the hard R makes it any better is just funny to me. The next thing that we're going to get into is Leslie's past of saying slurs towards the LGBTQ community. Leslie has a huge past of being homophobic and transphobic. For an example, Leslie would be on an Instagram live stream with these random individuals, and she would use the F-slur in this live.
Get out here, please.
Who?
Deformed click. Get that out of this live.
Alright, bet. Bye-bye.
There would also be a time when Leslie and these group of people would mock transgenders.
I support.
Alright, since I'm a trans, let me go get my trans flag, man.
Right?
Hey, Mom! I'm getting a trans flag! I'm a trans woman!
Dad, I'm getting a freaking trans flag!
Hell, my sister's
Grandma,
getting me a gay flag.
Which one?
The next thing that we're going to get into is Leslie's transphobia towards a person. Leslie would befriend an individual by the name of Sage, and Sage is a trans man. Leslie would be a horrible friend to Sage. Leslie would dead name Sage and use Sage's wrong pronouns. Leslie would also tell people Sage's dead name.
You, Kayla.
Because if you need me to, I can message you Sage's full name.
Sure, go ahead.
Like, I could message you Sage's full illegal name since he's transgender and he changed his name.
I don't know if I want to dabble in that one.
Tatum, I can't mod anybody.
Leslie would go through all of Sage's socials to find any small piece of information on Sage so Leslie could dox him. Leslie would also threaten to fight Sage and still call Sage a woman, despite Sage being a trans man now.
And also, tell your girlfriend to quit messaging me, because if she messages me one more time, I'm gonna go find her and beat the out of her. Cause she has one more time to message me, and then after that, I will find her and I will beat the living shit out of her. Cause I'm tired of her shit. And I know this might sound kind of a little bit homophobic about what I'm about to say, but Sage, you're still a female, so I can still beat you up and get the and still.
I find it hilarious that Leslie's trying to sound intimidating by threatening Sage, but keeps running out of breath every single sentence. I also find it pretty ironic that she's hating on Sage for being trans, but yet in the past, Leslie was trans. On Leslie's old YouTube channel, Queen Bad, Leslie would upload a YouTube video talking about how she feels that she's trans.
It's time for me to put it out there. So, family members, if you see this, I'm so sorry, but it's gonna be true, and I think it's just time for me to put it out there. Anyway, when I was a little girl, I've always wanted to be a boy, cause I knew I was the perfect type to be one, and cause I always acted like one, I always played like one, I always dressed like one. I was never the girly girl type. I was always like a boy for some reason. I don't know why. I just was. And I got older, a lot older, and I looked at myself, and I said, one time I said, you know what? I'm a dude trapped in a girl's body. I know I am. And I know this has to be fixed one day. And nowadays, I was like, I really am a dude trapped in a woman's body. I need to fix it. I'm going to fix it. So technically, I am transgender. I know I am transgender.
Now let's move on to the next part of the video, since we have this segment out the way. The next thing that we're going to get into is Leslie scamming. Leslie has a past of scamming people, and when you think Leslie can't get any worse, she somehow does. Leslie would make up a lie, saying that her cousin needed formula for her baby, and asked if she could cash app her cousin. This cash app that Leslie sends is actually her cash app, and the way that people would find this out is by looking at this cash app username and looking at Leslie's username on Facebook. Both of these usernames are identical. Leslie would also pull a similar scam. Back when Leslie was lying about having that baby with Perry, many people would actually believe that Leslie was pregnant, and they wanted to send some money to help with the child. The people that sent Leslie money thought Leslie was going to put it to good use and use the money for diapers, bottles, baby formula, but in reality, all this money probably went into Leslie's vape addiction, because Leslie is a vape fiend. Leslie would make a TikTok post apologizing for scamming people. Also in this post, she tells these people to drop their cash app so she could pay them back, but she never did. Leslie would make a TikTok agreeing with a comment, and this comment was basically agreeing with Leslie about scamming these people.
I want to say thank you, because you got a point. You really do got a point. Because it is their own fault. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Because you do got a point there, honey. And I really appreciate it.
Now that we got this segment of the video done, let's go to the next and last part of the video. Now, the most bizarre thing that Leslie is known for is her past of being a EDP. Leslie would have a crush on this person by the name of Connor. Connor was not of age, and Leslie was aware of this.
I gotta say that I have a huge crush on Connor. But there's a problem. I can't date him because he's too young like that, but I do care for him. I do love him. He means the absolute world to me.
Leslie would talk to another person that was not of age by the name of Ethan. Leslie would send Ethan naughty pictures that Ethan didn't ask for whatsoever. Ethan would inform his sister Courtney about the pictures Leslie was sending him, and Courtney would confront Leslie about this.
And how old is my brother? 15. Exactly. He is a child. You are a grown-ass woman.
2 years later, Ethan would join an Instagram live that Leslie was in. Ethan would basically say his side of the story about the whole entire situation, and Leslie would just sit there with her shirt over her mouth, giggling the whole entire time, and not taking the situation serious.
Confronted for sending 15-year-old boy.
Who's this?
And how are you related to Leslie?
My name's Ethan. I was 15 when she sent the news to me, and I'm 17 now.
You were the one? You were the one?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Ethan.
Yeah. I was 15 when she sent the news to me that my sister has the account logged
You
in.
are Courtney's brother.
Yes, ma'am.
My God.
Yes, ma'am. My sister has all the login to that account, all the info. Her father even sent his to me. Like the whole family's messed up in the head.
So, okay, I have a question, Ethan. And Leslie, please, did you know he was 15 when you sent those photos?
Yeah, no, I did.
No, I didn't.
Leslie, how old did you think he was?
Somebody told me he was 18.
Why didn't you ask him?
Man, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I told her how old I was. I said I'm not allowed to talk to anybody above the age of 17, and that's when she had sent the.
Did you ask for those pictures?
No, ma'am, I did not. I showed my sister right after she sent them. I showed my sister, and that's when her and my sister.
How old are you right now?
I'm 17.
He's 17.
You're still a baby. Okay.
So he's not even 18 yet, Leslie?
I won't be 18.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I could tell the difference between a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old. Easy.
You can. It's the way they talk, the way they think.
Play the screen recording?
That's
I already
screen
played that.
recording.
I already played that.
Now, supposedly, Ethan was going to press charges on Leslie, but since Leslie apologized several times, he didn't.
Say something about that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's not. That is true, but back then I learned from my mistakes. I apologized to him multiple times, and he was like, "You know what, Leslie? I'm not going to press charges on you. I'm not going to do it."
So she's just bringing up stuff that's like dead and gone.
But apparently, this Reddit comment says otherwise. That kid didn't accept her apology. The cops actually showed up to her house and were going to arrest her, but the parents decided for whatever reason not to move on with the charges. Sending unsolicited news is not something you learn from. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been done to begin with. And no, she'll never change. She's still talking and falling in love with minors. This Reddit comment could probably be wrong, but Leslie is known for lying a lot. But this was the lore of Leslie Clark. If you enjoyed the video, it would mean a lot if you could like and subscribe. But I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace.